this is Vivek.
Hi, this is Ben.
Welcome to our quick video for University Business Journal to discuss mobile on today's college campuses.
In the next few minutes, we'll cover two things. What's driving innovation for students, but also what college and university administrators are doing to increase service levels and drive revenue in their retail environments.
To start off with, let's dive into student behavior and figure out how and why they're using apps on their phones.
Hope you enjoy.
Everyone knows that students today are absolutely glued to their smartphones, and it can probably be a pretty scary sight. But let's be honest, we're all guilty of this. We all wake up with our smartphones, go to bed with our smartphones, and use them throughout the day. The difference for college students is that they've grown up with this and never known another lifestyles. They form relationships and friendships on mobile and live most of their lives with the smartphone as at least part of an interface. So what is it that really drives behavior on smartphones and the apps that students use to connect with these phones? There are three main factors. First, frequency of use. How often does a student use this? Second, the app experience itself. Does it provide a great experience, better than something else would? And finally, the value. Is this providing real value to the student? To show you how these three factors come into play, let's take an example from Tipingo. Consider the top coffee shop at USC, one of the busiest locations in the nation. Every day, about 2,500 students and staff go through the coffee shop, and about 1/3 or more of those transactions happen on Tipingo. At busy times, the lines can stretch for more than 30 minutes. To understand what's driving the usage of Tipingo, we can actually analyze the physical locations of the students when they're making their orders. Here you can see a map of the area. The orange section is the university campus. And now you can see where all the Tipingo orders are coming from. There are plenty of orders from students rushing between classes on campus, but the blue area indicates off-campus housing. And the green area indicates the main transit line onto campus. These are students who are making their orders when they're rushing in to make it onto class in time. What's cool about this is Tipingo is actually enabling students to do something that they couldn't do before. Now let's take a look at some examples. Megan says, I can order my food on the bus, run and pick it up, and not be late for class. Awesome, Megan. According to Krista, Tipingo is literally the savior of life. I can do my homework instead of waiting in a long line for my sandwich. Heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji. We heart you too, Krista. And finally, Ryan says, Tipingo is the only reason I get to eat on Tuesdays. Well, we sincerely hope there are other reasons, Ryan, but we're glad we could be there for you. So you can see, Tipingo is hitting these three factors that apps have to hit. Frequency of use, you have to eat every day. User experience, it's a lot better than standing in line. And value, we're giving students their time and convenience back.
While students are driven by convenience, operators and auxiliaries care most about the business impacts. Creating a better experience for students is great, but if it doesn't make business sense, it's hard to justify taking action. To understand where mobile works best, let's look at the current problems facing campus retail and also some of the solutions available to solve them. First off, long lines and congestion. I'm sure most of you experience on a near daily basis, at certain times, it can take forever to grab a meal on campus. It's not only a bad customer experience, but congestion equals lost sales. People see the line and head the other way. The challenge is how do you relieve tension, especially at those busy unions and student centers. When you look at the options, there are really two things you can do. One, add retail capacity, bring in food trucks or try to sneak a facilities upgrade into the budget. Or two, redistribute the congested area. And that's where technology can be a great asset. One of the areas we're actually seeing this comes from airports. Here's a picture I took from one of the main terminals in Minneapolis. The tables are set up with little tablets, similar to a few restaurant chains. The cool part, though, is they've actually redesigned the gate area, knowing that people spend a lot of time waiting for their flight. They made it more of a lounge and added tablets there too. Essentially, putting mini kiosks throughout the new space. Now you can get to your gate, put down your bags, and then order your $20 sandwich. For higher ed, This idea can have some strong applications for dining operations, but it takes a lot of hardware and doesn't fully solve the problem. You're still creating physical cues, and it's not always cost effective. When it comes to mobile ordering, we're taking that concept, but through the student's phone, expanding access everywhere on campus. For example, let's go back to Trojan Grounds Cafe. When we zoom in, we understand the power of mobile ordering. Look at all the business that's being redistributed out of the store. The result is, rather than clogging up the line and scaring away new customers, students sitting in the library or the dorm simply place their order, receive a notification, and swoop in to pick it up. What we're seeing now is campuses take this concept a step further, creating pickup windows for mobile customers or even redesigning new locations to optimize for mobile. The second major challenge is expanding capacity, especially at peak times. Making sure that students on a tight schedule are able to grab lunch or a snack can be critical to their academic success. Traditionally, the only solution was more staff or increased production, but mobile ordering actually expands the peak time capacity in two important ways. It shortens the amount of time it takes to serve each customer, and it extends or expands the peak time window. By shifting the cashier experience to the user through their phone, operators can remove a major pinch point and increase overall throughput. What we almost always see is that really busy venues, with mobile ordering, you'll actually decrease walk-up orders, but increase total orders. Basically, each mobile customer takes less time to serve. The other way to increase capacity is to start the rush earlier. Looking at this busy lunch venue, the mobile peak occurs 10 to 15 minutes before the walk-up peak. Now, it makes sense. As students get out of class, they pull out their phone and place their order. This allows venues a bigger window to service the rush. The last challenge is really an opportunity. How do we increase sales, especially through new customers? Every campus community is unique, but oftentimes retail dining operations only focus on resident dining students centered around lunch, dinner, and the occasional snack. We already saw how mobile makes it easier for commuters and faculty to order during the day, but when you analyze the market, there tends to be gaps at off-peak times. Most dining programs rely on off-campus restaurants to service students between 9 p.m. and whenever they go to bed. Using mobile ordering and even offering on-demand delivery services can be a great way to target that business and actually expand the retail footprint. For example, University of Arizona has a busy venue that averages over 200 mobile orders between 9 p.m. and 4 a.m. every day. That same location does $10,000 in sales a week through Topingo's fully managed delivery system. Rather than seed students to competitive apps or delivery services, they are using the technology to expand their reach and customer base throughout the campus community. With a few schools, we're actually taking this concept a step further. Using the app, they can create a mobile storefront for a venue that's already closed or it doesn't even exist. For example, offering late-night pizza delivery through the app from a central kitchen without any cashiers. Not only can technology solve existing problems, but when implemented effectively, mobile can open new doors and actually expand existing services.
Well, that's it. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed yourselves and learned a little bit about mobile.
We understand how complex and busy life can be on campus and really appreciate the opportunity to serve you and your students. If you're interested in learning more, please let us know.